The night was restless, the king where the wind clawed at the wooden walls and every shadow seemed alive. Джейкоб МакКаллен fought the storm as he pulled the barn door shut, the lantern in his grip swaying wildly with each gust. He had just turned toward the cabin when a sound stopped him cold, a voice, thin and trembling, carried over the roar of the wind. Please help him. His boots sank into the mud as he froze, broad-heeled. It wasn't the cry of an animal, nor the tricks of the storm. It was Haman, raw with terror. Slowly, he lifted the lantern higher, its glow cutting through the rain. The voice came again, closer this time, breaking with fear. He followed it, the mud sucking at his boots, the storm rattling around him. Then the light of the lantern fell upon her. A woman stood only a few paces away, barefoot, clothes torn, hair plastered to her face by the rain. Her white eyes glistened, pleading, as to the night each leaf hunted her. As each stumbled forward and collapsed to her knees at his feet. Please, as each gasped, clutching at the air between them, her voice cracking. They'll kill me if I go back. Jacob's chest tightened. For the first time that night, the storm outside felt smaller than the storm that had just landed at his doorstep. Jacob set her down gently near the hearth, the fire crackling as if it was straining to hear her words. The storm outside pounded against the cabin walls, but inside, the air was thick with a different kind of weight, fear that clung tighter than the rain-soaked blanket around her shoulders. As each sat trembling, hands clasped so tight her knuckles turned white. Her lips parted, hesitating, as if each word might betray her to some unseen enemy. Jacob poured her a cup of coffee, slid it across the table, and leaned forward, his lantern darkened eyes searching hers. "They'll find him," she whispered finally, her voice no louder than the hisses of the flames. "My father and the men he does business with. No one ever questions them. No one dares." Jacob said nothing, just listened, jaw tight, every muscle in his body taut. As she looked at him, almost begging him to believe. "They have a place," she went on, her voice shaking as she pulled the blanket tighter around herself. "Behind the fields, where no one goes. I've seen it. Men are taken there, men who owe or speak against them. They never come back." Her eyes glistened, a tear sliding down her dirt-streaked face. Everyone knows, everyone pretends not to. The fire popped, and Jacob straightened slowly, the threat hitting him harder than the storm ever cold. He had always suspected something dark lingered at the edges of Carterland, but hearing it light by was like a knife cutting through silence. His hand curled into a fist on the table, and Emily flinched, mistaking his anger for something else. But Jacob's fury wasn't at her. It was at the shadows that had ruled their land for too long. Дефис. Кая чат хомейн Джакоб or Emily качхота диалог exchange bhi daldan, taixin or zindalash. The lantern hissed and sputtered as to it wanted to die out. For a long moment Clay just stared at the thing on the table, chest heaving, the black cloth still clutched in his fist. It wasn't treasure, wasn't gold, wasn't even some outlaw's hidden weapon. It was a mirror, it is from rough hewn from old wood, it is glass dark as a midnight pond. No dust clung to it, to the rest of the barn had been swallowed by years of neglect. It looked alive in its stillness, waiting. Clay leaned closer, expecting to see his own withered face. Instead, the reflection twisted, warped. A pale figure stared back at him, skin sleek and gray, lips bluish, eyes sunken like holes punched into a carpus. Around its neck coiled a thick rope, fried and stained. The dead man's boots dangled, not standing on barn floor but swaying, as though he hung from some invisible gallows. Clay's throat closed, his fingers went numb, the cloth slipping from his grip. His breath rattled loud in his own ears. What in God's name? The reflection's lips curled open in a silent gasp, the nose creaking in the glass. The carpus tilted its head to the side, eyes locked with his. Clay stumbled back, heart hammering, but the figure in the mirror followed his movement perfectly. It was him, not just some phantom, but himself, dead and broken. Behind him, Maras sobes broke the silence. Now you see, sh whispered, her voice shredded by despair. Every man who takes this land is shown his end. Some try to run, some try to fight it, but the noose finds them, always. Above, a low groan stirred in the rafters. Clay turned, and his stomach dropped. Thor, swinging gently, was a length of rope tied into a perfect hangman's knot, sewing to no wind touched it. The lantern light flickered once more, and the mirror's glass rippled, as though eager to pull him in. Clay's skin went clammy, his eyes wide as if already staring into the grave. And in that suffocating darkness of the barn, the sound of rope tightening seemed to echo long before anyone touched it.